Shabbat Shalom. This is the third week in the Hebrew month of Iyar, which means next week is the last week, and this is significant because the way the Jewish calendar is in every different year, we might have a double Torah portion, such as what we have tonight. This is Shabbat Behar Bechukatai. But next year, in the month of Iyar, next year is something called a pregnant year, where we actually have a leap month, which gives us 4 more weeks in the month of Adar, and all the Torah portions become individual. So there's no double portions next year. But this year we have a double portion, and this will be significant later tonight. But we are in the third week of the Hebrew month of Iyar. And so we come now to our time of Shabbat, a time of joy, of rest, and of peace. And let us take a moment to breathe deeply, to clear our minds, and to be present in this moment as we breathe in the peace, the joy, and the love of this holy and spiritual time. During the time between the second day of Pesach, Passover, until Shavuot, the 49th day, it is customary to count something called the Omer. And today is 36th day of the Omer, which is 5 weeks and 1 day of the Omer. It is my pleasure to invite forward at this time to lead us in our centering blessing, Gail Farr and Lena Benson. We continue in our Seder Ream, in our prayer book, with a reading starting on page 6.
May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship.
May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, and hopes to nurture.
May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
We continue on page 13 with a psalm, Psalm 95. And it is customary during Kabbalat Shabbat to read psalms of praise to God. And it is my pleasure to invite forward at this time Kathy Bender.
In God's hands are the depths of the earth. In the peaks of the mountains are God's. God's is the sea, God made it, and the land which God's hands fashioned. Come, let us bow down and kneel, bend the knee before Adonai our Maker. For Adonai is our God, and we are the people God tends, the flock in God's care. Oh, if you would but heed God's charge this day.
And to sanctify our Shabbat candles, it is my pleasure to invite forward at this time Keith Ellis.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom. It is customary to welcome Shabbat with the singing of Shalom Aleichem, which can be found in our Sidurim in our prayer book on page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi Hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Boachem l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Mil Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nil Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, ay, Baruch Hu Nil Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 seitchem l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We continue now welcoming in Shabbat with the Baruch Hu, which can be found on page 28. I will invite you all to please rise. Please be seated. It is my pleasure on the eve of his bar mitzvah to invite up Simon Ellis to lead us in Ma'ariv Aravim on page 30.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, bechokma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishaneh itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtsono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil bein yom uvein layla, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel, by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
We continue now with the Shema on page 34. Please rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Mahuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Mahuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. It is my pleasure to invite up Sue Leftwich to lead us in Ve'ahavta on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
It's my pleasure to invite up Sue Push to lead us in our reading at the top of page 39.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
We continue with Mi Chamocha on page 40.
Adonai, Himloch, Leolam, Baed. Adonai, Himloch, Leolam, Baed.
It is my pleasure to invite up Adina Hartstein to lead us in our reading at the top of page 43. And her amazing assistant, Jordan.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporesh zekat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
We continue now with Vishamru on page 44.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Tason et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. Lishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Lishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom Shabbat vayin afash. Lishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam.
We continue now with our congregational tefillah, beginning on page 46. Please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agi tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor HaNorah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chasei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei metim atarav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechayei metim berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umkayim emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umidom elach, Melech mevid umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'chayot meitim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei ha'meitim. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. It's my pleasure at this time to invite up Terry Shapiro to lead us in our reading on page 55.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who suffer find solace. May all who despair find purpose. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
We continue now on page 59. It's my pleasure to invite up Rachel Wood to lead us in our reading.
Modim anachnu lach she'atah hu Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu le'olam va'ed. Sur chayenu magen yishenu atah hu l'dor v'dor. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, and for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O God, one whose mercies never end, O compassion one whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulcha na'el lahodot.
We continue now on page 56, singing Ritzeh.
Say, Adonai Eloheinu, Be'amcha Yisrael. Say, Adonai Eloheinu, Be'amcha Say, Adonai Eloheinu, Be'amcha Yisrael. Say, Adonai Eloheinu, Be'amcha Israel Amecha, Utehi L'Ratzon Tamid Avodat Israel Amecha. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otzecha levadecha be'ir ha'namot.
We continue now with a few moments of silent prayer and meditation.
refi, vegion lipi lefanecha, irul ratzon, im refi, vegion lipi lefanecha. Ratzon im refi, vegion lipi lefanecha. Iyul ratzon im refi, vegion lipi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri vegoali. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri vegoali. Iyul ratzon im refi, vegion lipi lefanecha.
We come now to Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for the reading of the Torah. And we continue in our prayer book on page 244.
In kamocha Elohim Adonai, v'in kamasecha, malchutecha, malchut kol olamim, umemshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai imloch, leolam va'ed. Adonai oz le'amo yitem, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom, v'shalom, v'shalom.
We continue on page 247. In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Together, its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kiddushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shmo.
Gadlu Adonai iti, un romama shemo yachdav. Exalt Adonai with me. Let us extol God's name together.
Al Shloshan Devarim, Al Shloshan Devarim, Al Shloshan Devarim, Haolam, Haolam, Omein. Al Shloshan Devarim, Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu Behar kodsho Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu Behar kodsho He kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu He kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu Behar kodsho Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu Behar kodsho.
Please be seated. Well, as I stated previously, this Torah portion is a double Torah portion. It is Behar Bechukatai. And next year, we'll have 1 week of Behar and 1 week of Bechukatai. But when we have a double portion such as this, it is customary to read, well, we have to pick something, otherwise you guys would be here all night. Hey, let's just read the whole thing. We can keep you here all night. No, I'm just teasing. We'll just read a little bit. So our Torah portion, the double portion, concerns itself with the land of Israel, the Shemitah, which is the mitzvah to leave one's fields fallow or uncultivated every 7th year. This is prior to the days of crop rotation, and the Torah says you have to leave your land untouched, and you are not to eat anything that grows. And similarly, the earth in Israel is to remain unworked in the Yovel, in the 50th year, at which time the ownership of the land automatically returns to its ancestral heritage. And God promises that God's going to bless the 6th year so that it will produce enough to last not only in that 7th year when the land gets a Shabbat, but also in that 50th year, in the Jubilee year. And so we are supposed to give thanks. Simon is going to go into a long treatise tomorrow all about this. So if you want to hear more about Behar and Bechukatai, you may come and hear Simon tomorrow. He's going to be fabulous. But in the meantime, we are going to hear somebody read Torah when she had her bat mitzvah. Was it last year already? Gosh, it's hard to believe. Oh my gosh. So you can follow along with this week's Torah portion in the Etz Chaim commentaries. Those are the larger maroon books. They're found under the seat in front of you, or if you're in the front row, they're under your seats. And if they're not under your seats, then you can share it with the person next to you, or you can just listen to Jesse read so beautifully. So we call up Ta'amod, Shira Rina Eliana Bat Adam Valea Yocheved Likro HaTorah, Ta'amod Yocheved Bat Avraham Vasara La Aliyah HaTorah. So 1 second, I have to get her acclimated. Just give me a wink, I will. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you what page. You have to guess. No, I'm teasing. We are actually on page 756 at the bottom of the page. Kara, see, I called you by your sister's name. Jessie is reading the Maftir portion, and at the end of Bechukatai, it is customary for us to say, Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. May you be strengthened, and let us strengthen one another.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amin v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
V'chol masar bakar v'tzon kol asher yavor tachat hashavet ha'asiri yeh kodesh Adonai lo yivaker ben tov lara v'lo yimirenu v'im hamer yimirenu v'yehud murat תורתו, יהיה קודש לא יגאל. אלה המצוות אשר ציווה אדוני את משה אל בני ישראל בהר סיני.
חזק, חזק ונתחזק.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat hamet, ve'ahei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher koach. We took a vote, and we've decided that you have to come back every week and read and bless Torah. So you're going to stay right here, okay? At this time in our worship service, our thoughts turn to those who are ill and in need of healing. We think this evening of Rabbi Bruce Goldwasser, Rabbi Fred Wenger, Arnold Zahn, James Koenig, Arthur Lang, Sarah Warch, Stuart Fish, Natalie Leffert, Sonia Maria Reimar Miller, Carol Pretnar, Denise Fleischer, Melissa Bowman, Frederick Bryan, Carl Horn, Nailesh Mehta, John Eulenberg, and all who suffer whom we know not by name. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov ve'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah hu yivarech v'rapeh et kol cholei Yisrael v'yishlach lahem bimheira refuah shlema refuat hanefesh u'refuat haguf v'nomar. Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all who are stricken. May the Holy One of Praise mercifully restore them to health and to vigor. May God grant them health of body, health of spirit, and of mind. And let us say, Amen.
The B'nai Mitzvah process starts in 5th grade when students receive their B'nai Mitzvah date. A year prior to their B'nai Mitzvah, students begin the more formal process of studying for their B'nai Mitzvah. As we mark this special occasion on the Shabbat of your Torah portion, it is time for families to begin this process together by attending Shabbat and holiday services, having conversations around what it means to become B'nai Mitzvah, and thinking about how your family wants to mark this special occasion. Tonight, we have a special opportunity to welcome a couple of students to this part of the B'nai Mitzvah journey. It is my pleasure to invite Matthew Casper, Colin Williams, and Simon Ellis back to the Bima, along with Jesse and myself. Matthew and Colin, we stand here together to give you this Torah commentary to use over the next year and hopefully beyond that. We hope that this Torah commentary helps you to become more familiar with your Torah portion and gives you the ability to study the Torah as a whole. You all have this Torah portion, Behar Bechukatai, that you share. And Simon, we are excited to welcome you into this chain of tradition.
So next year, Matthew, you're going to stand here the night before your bar mitzvah, and Simon will hopefully come back and read the Torah again for us. And then Colin, you'll be back the week after for Bechukatai, and Jesse, hopefully you'll come back again. We'll see if I can bribe you. We'll figure that out. But this way, we link tradition and Torah together, strengthening the fabric of the Jewish community by having the kids come back a year after, or sometimes for you 2 years after, your reading of the Torah and passing this tradition down. So, if anybody else has had Behar or Bechukatai, Kara had Behar. She had both, so she has to come up twice. If anybody else had Behar or Bechukatai as their Torah portion, come on down. You're the next contestant in Pass the JTS commentary. Nobody else, just you? Fabulous. Okay, I'm going to have you come stand over here. I'm telling you, the pulchritude on this bima tonight is overwhelming, is it not? Yes, it is beautiful. And I'm going to ask everyone to please rise as I convey the threefold priestly blessing on our wonderful students. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God be kind and gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's countenance be lifted up unto you and grant all of you the most precious gift of peace. And we'll say together, Amen. You guys can go back to your seats. Okay, rock on. Ya'amod Moshe ben Yirmiyahu v'Yonah Hagba Ta'amod Shulamit bat Fruma Gittel Golelet. We remain standing for Hagba.
V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai biyad Moshe.
Got to turn that back on. The prayer for America and the prayer for the state of Israel can be found starting on page 258 in our Sidurim. And it is my pleasure to invite to the Bima at this time Donna Maybush and Scott Simon. Page 258 at the bottom of the page.
O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May we govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen.
O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless this day of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread it over the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Our service continues on page 256 as we rise to return the Torah to the ark. Yahalalu et Shem Adonai, ki niskav shemo levado. Let us praise the name of Adonai, for God's name alone is exalted.
Eitz Chaim hi lamachazikim ba v'tomchecha meushar tirachecha darcheno am v'chol netivotecha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Kadesh Yameinu Kadesh Yameinu Kekedem.
Please be seated. Part of our Torah teaches us not only to care for the land, but it also teaches us to care for one another. And the best way that we can care for another is to understand that the Talmud tells us that we have not done our job as parents if we haven't taught our children how to swim. And people think, wow, that's so interesting. Why would the Talmud tell us that we have to teach our children to swim? But when you think more deeply about it, it's really because if a child knows how to swim, and if, God forbid, they fall into the water, they can survive. The Jews are also known as people of the book, not only because they study the Torah, but because they use the study of Torah to lead them to good acts, deeds of loving kindness, such as visiting the sick, rejoicing with bride and groom. Whatever it is that leads us to take good actions is a positive thing, just like teaching our children to swim. And so this Shabbat is Teacher Recognition Shabbat. That this is the Shabbat where we say to our teachers, Modim anachnu lach, thank you. Because while we are over here trying to teach our children to swim, you are over here teaching our children Torah. You are teaching them not just the Aleph Bet, how to read, but really you are helping us teach our children how to be full citizens. For when we teach our children how to survive in the world, how to contribute, how to be responsible and live into their fullest potential, fulfilling their civic duty and fulfilling their communal duty, and to be good tax-paying citizens, then the community thrives. Because it does really take a village. And so I'm going to ask all of the teachers who are here tonight, many of whom participated in our service this evening, and some even snuck in. And we are so happy you are here, Ellen, because Ellen has been volunteering, teaching our kindergarten for 40 years. And we weren't going to make a big fuss over you tonight because we didn't know you were coming. But you can just come and be one of many teachers, and we'll make a big fuss over you on the time we said we're going to. But I'm just so thrilled you're here. So everybody now who is a teacher must come forward, please, to the bima at this time. Rabbi Wayner, you're a teacher? Sue? I was just going to say, my goodness, look at all these teachers.
Rabbi, I taught my kids how to snorkel on Sunday. We were in the Red Sea.
See? And not only are we teaching kids how to swim, we're teaching them to snorkel. Inside your Sidurim was a piece of paper that contains a blessing that I'm going to convey on our teachers, and I'm going to ask that when we get to the bottom of the page where it says, bless your teacher, that everybody please rise and bless our teachers with me. But I begin. Blessed is the one who has graced us with intelligence. When study had been completed in Rabbi Amnon's school, the students would say to each other, may you see your world in your lifetime. May your eyes sparkle with the light of Torah and your face shine like the brilliance of the heavens. May you speak words of wisdom, and may the deeds of righteousness you do fill your body with joy. And may your feet hurry to hear the words of the Ancient One, who sets the cycle in motion. As you are beloved teachers, we say to you, Ata chonen la'adam da'at ul la'mamed le'enosh bina, chonenu me'ituka de'e bina v'haskil, baruch atah Adonai chonen hada'at. You graciously endow us with intelligence, teaching wisdom and understanding. Grant us knowledge, discernment, and wisdom. Praised are you, God, who graciously grants intelligence. Rabbi Elazar ben Shammah taught, the dignity of your students should be as precious to you as your own. The dignity of your colleagues should be as precious to you as your reverence for your teacher, and the reverence for your teacher should be as great as your reverence for God. And so I'm going to ask everyone here to please rise if you are able to do so, and please read how we bless our teachers from Kaddish to Rabbanan. May you be blessed and strengthened as you have blessed and strengthened your students. May you have peace, grace, kindness, mercy, long life, and everything you need. Yeverechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yikuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha, vayasem lecha shalom, vayasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God be kind and gracious unto you. May God's countenance be lifted up unto you and grant you the most precious gift of peace. And we say together, Amen. Please be seated. Wait, there's more. We have some people who are retiring this year. And so we need those who are leaving us to please return. So Lena, Sue, yep, there you are, Gail. Okay, yeah, come on up. Now, come this way, come this way.
Lena's so tall and we're so small.
It's okay, we're good, we're good.
Stand on the thing.
Yeah, we can stand. We cannot thank you for all that you have given to our religious school. Every Sunday morning for 40 years, how many years? At
19.
least 19? You didn't want to make it 20? You didn't want to say for one, just like a round, you wanted a prime number? Okay, I'm sorry, I digress.
25.
25? Wow, it is awesome. And so, we wanted to say publicly on Shabbat a special blessing of gratitude for all that all of our teachers have done, but especially you as you're leaving. Just as we not only say a blessing before we eat, but we also say Birkat Hamazon, the blessing after we have been satisfied. We not only say thank you when you are coming in, but we say thank you as you go on your way. For all the years of your dedication, for your patience, loving kindness. Listen, I used to teach with Gail and Lena during the pandemic on Zoom. You want to talk about difficult? Oh my gosh. But you guys were troopers, and those kids still learned. From the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you for teaching our children to swim. Thank you for teaching our children to read. Thank you for teaching our children to be a part of this community. We as a community are so grateful to you. And so we sing to you, may you be blessed as you go on your way.
Thank you.
May you be blessed as you go on your way. May you be guided in
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Karen Butterfield, and I'm here with a few announcements. Thank you to our usher, Deborah Prince, our greeter, Rachel Wood, and our security team. Thank you, Cindy, for the music tonight. Toda Rabah to our teachers, Yasher Koch, Kol Kavod, all of that, and our school faculty for all your hard work. Throughout the year, we're so grateful for all of you and all that you do. Mazel Tov to Simon Ellis and his family on Simon becoming a bar mitzvah. Join us tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. to celebrate Simon being called to the Torah. Mazel Tov Matthew and Colin on receiving your Torah commentaries. Yasher Koach Jesse on reading Torah. Next Sunday is the last day of religious school and bagel break. The end of the school year will be followed by a congregational barbecue sponsored by the Brotherhood. There's also a lot of stuff going on. They're going to have a manna sale. There is the last Sisterhood gift shop sale. There's a book sale and a textile and small electronics recycling drive. Don't miss it. Check out the website for more information on what you can bring for the drive. Please join us on Friday, May 26th to celebrate Shavuot with a dinner before services and a special oneg following services. For more information on upcoming events, check our weekly happenings email. Please join us after services for a wonderful oneg in the social hall sponsored by Simon's family in his honor. Shabbat Shalom.
We are going to begin to conclude our service with Aleinu on page 282, and I would like to invite up anybody who is currently a student in our religious school or has formerly been a student in our religious school or may in the future be a student in our religious school to come on up and help us open up our orc doors. Please rise.
Aleinu l'shapeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated.
ונאמר וחיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ירא אדוני אחד ושמו
We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who have died at this season and in years past. And on this Shabbat, we remember Florence Bushbaum, mother of Eve Helfer, Jenny Karlinski-Lair, grandmother of Judith Stein, Honora Benario, mother of Howard Benario, Marvin Krasnow, brother of Eugene Krasnow, Alan Myro, brother of Carol Nymark, Anna Rubin, mother of Florence Herbach, grandmother of Alan Herbach, Peggy Eisenstein, mother of Jamie Dornfeld and Jesse Jury, Cy Golden, brother of Fran Dvorkin, Paul Hansfield, father of David Hansfield, Esther Shallett, mother of Vicki Lane, Walter Swanson, brother of David Swanson, Betty Williamson, mother of Mary Hasten, Ruth Eatman, aunt of Lauren Eatman, Danielle Friedland, wife of Gerald Friedland, mother of David Friedland, Charlotte Goldberg, mother of Alice Agris, Mary Stack, grandmother of Cameron Treball, Sarah Fram, mother of Harriet Fram, Milton S. Coatzen, father of Sharon Froelich, Frank Francis Saliamonis, husband of Eleanor Saliamonis, and we mourn the recent passing of Leah Liss, mother of Judith Mindell, grandmother of Rachel Sachik, Alvin Longman, father of Douglas Longman, grandfather of Adam Longman, Elizabeth Carlson, and Rachel Milamed, Rosemary Saragon, wife of Kenneth Saragon, mother-in-law of Elizabeth Gossage, John Jacob Hoken, father of Julie Watts, grandfather of Andy, Emmy, and Zachary Watts, Isabel E. Aguilar, grandmother of Alexa Schwab, great-grandmother of Gabriel and Audrey Schwab. We turn now to page 294 and rise together as one community for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabam be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyamechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabam mevarach le'olam u'almei almaya Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh v'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal shemei dekudesha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen.
V'imru, amen. V'imru, amen. V'imru, amen. V'imru, amen.
Please be seated. We conclude our service with Kaddish Rabbanan, our song, thanking our teachers, on page 363.
For our teachers and their students and the students of the students, we ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say amen. And for those who study Torah here and everywhere, may they be blessed with all they need, and let us say amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say amen.
It is my pleasure to invite up Simon Ellis, together with his family, to lead us in Kiddush and Motzi. We are on page 5 if you would like to follow along. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehila, lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'harta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. We join together in Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'te'avon.
Te'avon, let's go have a cookie.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.